Welcome back. So glad you are here. Today I wanted to do a little different video. I've been wanting to just talk a little bit about the saws that I have, and then I had something really special happen, and I'm going to share about that. So I'm in my 6th year of selling and cutting firewood. My family and I, we've been burning to heat our house with firewood for about 21 years. And my first saw, I had turned 30 and this saw here, I'm now 51, was my first saw, the Stihl MS-260. It's a great saw. I cut with it for, I think it was 17 years, and I didn't know any better that there's having more power is valuable. It's really what you want. You want more power. I was scared to bump up to something more powerful, a longer bar. I hadn't done it before. I didn't have that experience. And so I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, I then bought my second saw. So here's my lineup of saws that I've laid out in the grass. But my second saw was an MS-400. That is a great saw. It's not real heavy, it's got good power, and I was just blown away. I stepped up in bar length. It's not big, but I went to a 20-inch bar, and I liked that, just having that extra length. The extra power was huge, and then I was cutting with that, and that's when I started selling firewood. Was during the COVID years, and I had just gotten this saw, so I was cutting a lot with it. My little saw, the 260, was kind of my backup. I used that one, like I said, for about 17 years. I had put up to, I think it was an 18-inch bar on it, and I cut everything. And I noticed I was having trouble. Maybe it was just the age of the saw was beginning to show, losing a little bit. And so when I got the 400, that was huge for me. As I cut, and especially in oak, and I've had some of you say, oh, you keep the chain sharp, and I know, but with the 400, if I don't have it razor sharp, and it usually lasts about a tank to a take and a half in oak, it then starts to not cut well. And so I wanted to get something with some more power, and that's when I stepped up to the 661, because I found I was getting I get tree service wood, and many of those, you never know what you're going to get, and I was getting some ginormous rounds, and the 400 didn't have a bar long enough, so I went and got a 661. It's ported and a 36-inch bar on it. It's a great saw, but I don't use it that much, and I found taking that bar off, the 36-inch bar, is a pain, and then putting it back on. And then I'd search around. I was looking like, hey, it'd be nice to have another saw, and this came available. It was brand new. It was at a store. They got it in, and they said they had ordered it, and I think I got this about 2.5 years ago, maybe. They had ordered it during COVID, but everything was backed up, and it finally came in. So they had it on a huge discount, and because they had a number of them, and they just wanted to clear out their inventory. So I picked that up. That is my favorite saw. I have 25-inch bars on the 400, the 462, a 36-inch on the 661, and then I've got a real short 16-inch bar on the 260. I don't use the 260 very often at all. It's really more of a cleanup saw if I'm taking down a tree to take branches off and that kind of thing. But getting back to these, the 400, the 462, those are the ones I use predominantly. But the 462 has great power. It's not real heavy, and it has that bottom end torque or whatever that it can keep pulling even when the chain is not razor sharp. And it seems like the 400 does not have that. So I've had it on my mind that it'd be nice, maybe, I'm still thinking this through, but to have something else with great power so that I can swap. It's really, as you guys that cut, it's nice to just go grab another saw and keep cutting if one chain gets dull. And so I've had in mind maybe a 500, but you know, those things are expensive, and getting any new big powerful saw is expensive. Well, Then something special happened. Yesterday I was looking, and I'm always looking around the used market, and up popped real close to me a saw, and it was a good price, but I was like, I don't think I really want to pay that. So I wasn't trying to lowball the guy, but it was like, hey, this is what I have, let's just see. And lo and behold, he accepted it. And so I'm going to show you that saw right now. And yeah, I already have one, but it came with a 36-inch bar, a 25-inch bar. It came with a chain on the 36-inch bar, but no chain for the 25-inch bar. And the saw that I got was a 661. The guy told me he bought it about 3 years ago, and he's only put maybe 4 hours on it. He had a project. He's trying to help his parents out, is kind of what I picked up. Cut up a tree, and he wasn't able to do it. And he's just held on to it since, sitting in the case in his garage, and he's moving, and he wanted to move it on. So I got it. Still debating, am I going to keep it? Do I sell it, move it on? But what I'm thinking right now is putting the 25-inch bar on, because I've already got a 661 with a 36-inch bar. Just take the 36 off, put the 25 on, and then I will have a nice, powerful saw. And yes, it's heavy, but maybe with that shorter bar it would feel better. But if you just take a look at this thing, it's in what seems like brand new condition. Everything's white. What I often look for is the discoloration of the tank, and it's still white. To look at the bar real quick, it's got I believe what's called a full comp chain on it, but it barely looks new. It's still sharp. And so I was impressed. So I have now increased my herd of saws to 5 saws. We'll see what happens, what I keep, what I do. The one thought I've been talking with my brother, is maybe put a 20-inch bar on the 400, have a 25-inch bar on the 661, keep the 25-inch on the 462, and then my ported 661, just leave it as is with the 36-inch bar, and then I've got a backup bar and an extra chain right there. So I know it's me a lot of talking here, sorry about that, but I just wanted to share my herd of saws and a little story behind them. It came with the case, came with the scabbards, the extra bars, the chain, and so I'm going to start looking it over a little more closely. I ran it yesterday. It ran fine. I was hoping to take the muffler cover off. I couldn't get the bottom 2 bolts off, but yeah, I'm curious if you have some thoughts, and but this is where things stand right now. So I'm here at the wood yard. Earlier I had shown you my saws, and then I went ahead and with my idea of putting a 24-inch bar on the new 661, new used 661, I put a 25-inch bar on the 661 and a 20-inch bar onto the 400. I want to try a cut, just see what it's like. Obviously the 661 is a pretty heavy saw, but I'm going to do a quick rip. I don't have any logs, but I've got some sort of bigger rounds, and I was just going to see what it's like cutting and ripping that. So I'm going to get suited up, get the saw ready, and we'll get into it. This will be the first cut since I've owned this. I've only owned it for a day. So as that warms up, I thought I'd show real quick. All I've got left to split is what you see right here. I'm hoping to do that. This stuff has to be resplit. It's dry. That's for the restaurant. This stuff is for me to get into my wood piles. And then I'll need to clean up the debris from months of splitting. And then I'll reach out to the tree service to get more wood in here. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut that round right there, just rip it, see how the saw feels, see how it cuts, how the guts are going in it. Is it still a good saw? difference compared to the 400, obviously. This is like 91 cc. 400's like 67. Was that 25 more cc's? That's a lot of power. It cut beautifully. Look at the stack of sawdust it made. You saw me throwing that around. So that is a nice saw. It cuts so well.